I read you a minute?
No, not at all.
Yes, she does. She's just going to be polite.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I'm very curious, and of course, I would love for you to. So
I do feel like you do have a lot of people around you. I also feel like there's an older man. I want to say he's like your grandfather. That they have a message for you, and they're telling me to tell you that you need to stop. You need to stop letting people take advantage of you, and you need to start putting your foot down. You also need to start listening to your own intuitive because, yes, they are trying to talk to you. They are trying to, this message is coming really fast, and I know I talk fast.
Yeah,
that's okay.
They are trying to tell you that you need to slow down and you need to start kicking some people in the butt because there are people that are taking advantage of you. And you are so very kind-hearted that you try to do whatever you can for people, and there are people who do not appreciate it, and they just keep taking and taking and taking and taking, and you keep giving and giving and giving. So they're not there when you need them, but you're always there when they need you. So you need to slow down and start thinking about yourself.
Okay. Well, I don't have any idea who would be giving me that message, but I do know that recently, well, in July of last year, I lost my boyfriend of over 2 years unexpectedly. And so, you know, I've had a lot of things occur since then that I know have to be him. But of late, within the last couple of weeks, I have been so exhausted, tired, I would be like literally falling asleep, sitting up. And as I'm dozing off, all of a sudden it's like I hear all these voices in my ears, head area, and I wake up. And it's like, it's voices, I can't discern them. But I was talking to Pam about it the other night, and I said, have you ever had this happen? Because I know I'm not crazy. I don't know if it's there. I'm just so exhausted, I'm starting to drift off to sleep. Maybe I'm starting to dream. I don't know. And then, you know, how your body will just kind of subconsciously wake you up when you're sitting in these positions sometimes.
But no, that's their way. That's their way of getting in because you're so wound up that they can't get you any other way. So, they're waiting until that you are just about sleeping to get their message to you. You would be best to keep a pen and paper and try to write down what you can remember of their conversation.
Well, that's the thing. The most recent time it happened, I want to say a little over a week ago, and I just remember it was this lady's voice coming through really loud, but I could not, and then it was other voices, like everybody was talking at once. I have no idea what they were saying. I could not make out what they were saying, and I woke up, and it was just almost like when you wake up from a dream, and those first few seconds, you have that recollection. But, you know, I have had dreams in the past and I read that if you ever have a dream and it stays with you months, years, decades later, that there was significance to that dream. It wasn't just a dream. There was someone obviously giving you a message, and I believe that. It was like a party. They were all talking, and I was like, but the one voice that really came through the most was a lady's voice, and it was kind of loud. It didn't, as far as I know, it didn't sound like any kind of voice that I've ever heard in my real life. But that doesn't mean it's not. I mean, I've got people that have passed over, so it could be any number of people, actually. So I have no idea, but it was just kind of wild, you know. And it was kind of so
She was
loud.
So wound up by it. She got a hold of me real quick on Skype, and she was like, "Tell me I'm not crazy."
No, and you know what you need to do? First of all, you need to lay down and relax and tell them to talk to you in English because they may be talking to you in some other language that you don't understand, or it's that they don't know how to communicate to get across to you. Because I run into that problem. My ex-husband's grandmother, she started talking to me in Italian. And I'm like, whoa, I do not speak Italian. Talk to me in English. And somehow or another, it converts into English.
Oh, really?
Because she was from Italy, and she did not know English. And I get that from a lot of people that I speak with if they're from another culture. There are people who start talking to me. Recently, somebody started talking to me in Portuguese. And I'm like, hold up, English. And then there's some people that have crossed over, and they're talking to you, but they don't know how to talk. Like they're just, you know, instead of talking like we talk, they're getting garbled and stuff, and it's like, talk English. But John, I really feel like this older man, he has significance with your father. To me, it feels like, no, hold on a minute, he's telling me your mother. It feels like it could be your grandfather. But all they're trying to do, the message, they're trying to tell you to calm down, stop letting people take advantage of you, and take time for yourself and listen to them. That's all they're trying. That's all they're asking. That's all they're trying to get across to you, because they want to communicate with you. You have that door open to communicate with them.
Okay.
You have the ability.
Oh, okay.
You just have to. You just have to relax yourself, almost kind of like a meditation, like right before you're ready to go to sleep. You just have to lay there and just, like when you're on the verge of going to sleep. That's how you need to feel, very relaxed.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
maybe you should get some meditation tapes.
Well, you know what? You really don't even need meditation tapes. All you need to do is just lay down, tell everybody to leave you alone, and just relax. Go from your head, tell yourself to relax, and take your parts. All right, brain, relax. Neck, relax. Arms, relax. Hands, relax. Fingers, relax. And go down your whole body. And then by the time you get down to your toes and you throw all that energy out, you should be relaxed enough that you should be able to hear them.
Wow.
That's cool. That's really neat. I will definitely try that. Definitely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, she'll be calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Guess what? I did it. Guess who talked to me?
And you might not be able to do it right at the first time.
Yeah.
It could take you a little bit more, especially, everybody says, some people go, I can't be hypnotized. Everybody can be hypnotized. And everybody can do what I just told you if they allow themselves to.
Yeah.
And would you also believe everybody's psychic too?
Yeah,
I do
believe
that. Mm-hmm. I believe not everyone's open to it, or they don't realize what they are.
Right. Everybody's born psychic. It's just that they have to be open to it, and a lot of them, 2 of my children don't. They won't allow themselves to be. I have 5, and 3 of them are, and 2 of them, I scared the crap out of my son because he was going overseas, and I said, look, you're going to meet this girl. She has strawberry blonde hair. Her name starts with an L, and I described the jumpsuits because they were both in the Air Force. I described the jumpsuits, and I said, the thing about it is you're going to meet out of country, and you guys are actually working close to each other here in the United States, but you're going to meet out of the country on a different airfield. It happened exactly like I said, so now my son won't even talk to me about that.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I don't believe it. I don't want to hear it. That's it. Yeah. And he won't even discuss it with me.
But that was a good thing. Why wouldn't he want to hear good things?
Because he's scared. Like a lot of other people who's afraid of the unknown.
Yeah.
I scare the crap out of him. And he won't even talk to me about this.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, that's so funny. Now, did the 3 other children that believe in it and allow themselves to, I guess, do they see this or listen to the spirits, hear the spirits, or do they do anything with it? No, they don't read other people or anything like that. My one daughter, she'll lay under the covers and tell them to go away. Oh,
no. My other daughter, she's in the bathroom and she'll pull the curtain closed because she'll say, they're in the bathtub, And she sees people walking through the walls and whatnot. And then my son, my other son, he tells me things that happen. And it's like, okay. He told me, he goes, Mom, you're gonna go somewhere and you're gonna meet these celebrities. And I'm like, hey, you're so full of crap. And I did. I actually ended up in Spooky Empire, and I met Tyler Maine, who played in Nightmare. He played Mike Myers. And then I met Andres Jones, who was on Nightmare on Elm Street 4. And, I started meeting all these people, and he's like, you're even going to be on TV. Well, that hasn't happened yet, but it's kind of sort of in the works on that one. But there's been other things that he told me, and with going to Dead Winter Convention, there's going to be a bunch more celebrities there. And yeah, I'm getting to where he told me I was going to be, and it's like, okay. So yeah, they use it. Even my grandsons, my one now is 9. He moved up here to Tennessee with me when he was 2, and how it happened is I moved up here, and then my daughter and son-in-law and grandson came for a visit. So we went over to Memphis, and we were over at Elvis Presley's, and we got off the Lisa Marie plane. This 2-year-old, he is so quiet, you didn't even know he was around. All of a sudden, he threw this biggest fit. My daughter didn't know what to do, so I picked him up, and I carried him down the stairs, and I said, all right, that's enough of this. He said, I'm going home, and I'm packing my toys, and I'm flying back up here. Oh. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Okay. 2 weeks later, he was on a plane coming back to Tennessee. They moved up here.
Oh, wow.
And he knew it.
Yeah. Well, another time we were in North Carolina, and we all got out of the car except for him, and we were looking for my grandmother's grave, and he started screaming. We went running into the car. I mean, we could see him. We were only like maybe 10 feet away from the car.
Right.
And he started screaming, and he said, that boy, he ran in the woods. He just slapped me across the face.
Oh, my.
He had this big hand mark across his face. He could not have done it himself.
Gosh. Oh, my goodness.
And I'm going to tell you one more thing. We were in the North Carolina mountains like a couple of years later. And his
now
mother
you're hitting on Dawn's area. Okay, go ahead.
I have family in Hickory and Lincolnton, just to let you know.
Oh,
but
wow.
My father had died in Morganton. We were coming from Cherokee over into Gatlinburg. And I had my grandson, and I had 2 of my daughters and my other grandson there. Well, his mother was not with us. She had stayed home with my other grandson. We were driving at 10 o'clock at night, and all of a sudden my grandson says, I see cops. Well, what do you do when you have a kid say, oh, I see cops? I slow down, and I start looking for these cops.
Right.
He said, there's cops all over the place. He goes, nobody was wearing seatbelts. And I'm like, oh, shoot. My 15-year-old, which she was like maybe about 11, 12, she started freaking out because here it's dark, and here he's describing my father's accident.
Oh, my gosh.
A grandfather he did not even know because my father died when I was 14 years old.
Oh,
wow.
So he was describing an accident that happened 30-some years earlier.
Unbelievable.
And then he turned around, he looked at my daughter in a voice. Now, we're talking about a 4-year-old. He looked at my daughter, he goes, don't worry, Nikki. I won't say any more.
Oh. So is he's what, 8 now or something?
He's 9. He's 9.
9? And does he still do these things?
He'll only tell us what he wants us to know, and that's how he's always been. But his little brother, who's 4, sat at my breakfast nook, looked at me, he says, Granny, I see ghosts.
Okay.
And he described somebody that I knew. Well, I said, you do? Who do you see? And then he described a guy to me that I knew. And I was like, I looked at my daughter, I go, yep, he's doing it now too.
Wow.
Yeah. So kids are portals, but kids also, all kids have this ability. It just depends on how they work it and how much of their ability they have, because I don't think that everybody's got the same amount of abilities, no matter how hard they work at it. It's like, and I really hate to say this, but it's like a talent. Some people could play the piano a little bit. Some can play it very, very well.
That makes sense. I guess I'll have to pay attention to my 2- and 3-year-old G-sons and see if they start talking about anything, and then I'll know, because I always feel like my mother's here all the time. So
you have a lot of people around you, too. And actually, I feel like, do you notice when you have little kids in your house how more activity you have, especially after they leave?
I